So we live rural, and because of that, we often experience power outages. We lose power for multiple days throughout the year. We often even have over a week's worth of power outages in a single year, and that's obviously no good. Well, luckily solutions for this problem for those that experience it are becoming more available, more affordable, and better all the time. And that's where the sponsor of this video, the Anker SOLIX F3800, comes in and saves the day. Now, my entire house is 100% electric. We don't have natural gas, we don't have propane, and so something like the Anker SOLIX F3800 is a perfect solution for us. Now, I'm gonna go over using the Anker SOLIX F3800, how it can power everything in my house, and how it can save us from grid outages. If you are interested in the F3800, make sure you check out my link below for a special offer and exclusive discounts. So the base starting point of the F3800 comes with 3.8 kilowatt hours of capacity and can output up to 6 kilowatts, which already you're off to a great start. But what I really love about this is, of course, everybody's power needs are different. If you don't use as much electricity as I do, or you use more than me, you may need more or less capacity than I do, and the F3800 is perfect for this. Once you get the base station, there are add-ons and you can customize this system however you need it. So the setup I currently have is over 6 kilowatt hours of energy, and using solar, this could actually last us indefinitely if we scale back our electricity usage, which you're going to do in an outage anyway. I mean, imagine if you didn't even have this system, you'd have no electricity. So you'd be using zero electricity. So in the event of a grid outage, you could just be careful of what energy you're using, kind of scale back your usage a little bit and extend this battery to the max. And if you add solar panels, you can pretty much make this thing last indefinitely. With solar energy coming into the solar panels, it can recharge the battery, it can power everything you're doing throughout the day. And if you have enough solar and you reduce your usage enough, you could pretty much go indefinitely on this system. Now, say 6 kilowatt hours is not enough for you, a single unit can get 6 expansion batteries, which takes you all the way to 26.9 kilowatt hours. Now, that is already a huge amount of energy, but say you use even more, you want even more capacity than that, you can get a second unit. You can combine all of these things to get up to 12 kilowatts of output and up to 53.8 kilowatt hours of capacity, which is just insane. That's a similar or larger capacity to a lot of electric vehicles on the roads today. You can also have up to 2,400 watts of solar input to recharge these batteries throughout the day. This is also a dual voltage system, so you can have 120 volt or 240 volt appliances running off of the Anker SOLIX F3800. For an idea of how much power this thing can output, right now my house, my computer's on, I have 2 monitors, I have these lights behind me, I have the lights above me, I have this microphone plugged in, our refrigerator is running, we have other things going on, there's lights on in the house, there's a TV on out there, there's all kinds of stuff. We're all home, everybody's home right now. With all of those things, multiple monitors, TV, etc., we're only using right around 0.9 kilowatts of power. Now compare that to the max output of the Anker SOLIX F3800 of either 6 kilowatts or up to 12 kilowatts if you expand enough. Yeah, you can power pretty much anything with this thing. Some of my high draw appliances, I have an electric dryer that takes up to 4 kilowatts. No problem for that to be powered with the F3800. I have a pump for my well that spikes up to around 2 kilowatts. No problem for that to be powered by the F3800. I own a Tesla Model Y. The Anker SOLIX F3800 can also charge that. And if I want, even if the F3800 is integrated into my home, I can easily unplug it, take it with me and charge up my Tesla somewhere else, take it to a friend who is in need. Maybe a friend has a power outage. They just want to plug in their fridge for a couple days. I could charge this thing up, easily take it over there, let my friend use it. It'll power their fridge for multiple days while they wait for their power to come back on. We also have an electric stove that can pull over 4 kilowatts, easily powered by the F3800. Any appliance I have in my house, anything in my whole home, can be powered by this battery. It is so powerful. Last summer, we had a wicked storm where the power was out for about 3 days. And during that time, the grid was down. It didn't work at all. But by using backup energy, we were able to plug in our refrigerator and freezer. We have a separate freezer downstairs. We were able to plug in both of those and we lost no food. I mean, think about the money you save just from that one experience alone. It can be hundreds of dollars that you're saving in food. You also don't have to go out to eat because your food has gone bad, so that's adding on to the savings. On top of that, our well pump was able to function thanks to backup power, even though the grid was down for multiple days. So we were able to stay home, we could watch TV, we could eat, we could drink water. We had no issues at all thanks to a backup power source. The F3800 also features EV-class LFP batteries good for up to 3,000 cycles. They come with a 5-year warranty and should easily last you 10 years. With smart temperature monitoring in this unit combined with the durability of LFP cells, the F3800 is going to be there to back up your power when you need it most. Now, have you ever used a nasty, awful gas generator? I have. We actually still have ours. I should probably get rid of it because I haven't used it since getting a battery backup system. But lots of maintenance. You have to go buy the gas. It's super loud. You have to keep it outside because if you bring it inside, it's incredibly dangerous. One of my favorite features of the F3800 is minimal maintenance. You just charge it up to 100% every 3 months. That's it. If you're not using it daily, that's the only maintenance you need to do. If you have this integrated into your home and you're using it daily, you're discharging and charging it daily, you don't have to do anything. It's just plugged in and ready to go. Let's say you purchase the F3800 and you get one backup cell like I have, and a few months later you realize, you know what, I think I need a little more energy than this. It is so easy to just purchase another, put it into the system and plug it in and you're done. You have extended capacity. It's just that simple. There are just so many benefits to the F3800. If you're looking at other units that supply a similar amount of power, they are either going to be huge or their capacity is going to be lower or their costs are going to be so much higher. 6 kilowatts, like I said earlier, is an immense amount of power that should be able to power anything in your home. Setting this up as a backup solution is super simple. If you already have an electrical inlet, you simply need to plug the F3800 into that inlet, and that's it. You have battery backup to your entire home. You can also maximize your power experience through the minimal setup with a new home power panel, which will be launched in March. If you don't have that set up, a single electrician can do the install himself, and you're ready to go. And like I said earlier, on top of that, if you install this system and find out, oh, it's not quite enough capacity for me, you can buy a new battery and add it in yourself. You don't need any professionals to return, which is a huge benefit of this system. Not only is it good at backing up your home, it is great in an emergency if you have an electric vehicle. One of the biggest disadvantages of EVs is if you do get stranded, it's not easy to just bring electricity with you. In a gas car, of course, you can just bring a gas can or have a friend bring a gas can. It's pretty simple, but in an EV, they're big, they're heavy, and you can't easily charge them on the go, at least until now. Now, what I love about the F3800, not only can it charge your EV, it can charge it fast. So say you're out here in the wilderness like I am, you were on your way to a charger, but you didn't quite make it, you ran out of energy. Well, your buddy can pull up with the F3800 and get you out of this pinch. So the first part, it's a little weighty as these batteries are, but the easy tow handle on this thing makes it simple to move around. It's right here, you just click, pull that up. You can position it however you need. Very easy to move around. And if you want to come up with an additional battery, you can, or you can just use the base unit to get you some energy and get going on your way. But since we have them both here, we'll hook them up. And it is super simple. It's just one cable. You plug into the extended battery, and then you plug into the base battery, and you can extend all the way up to 53 kilowatt hours, more than that, which would charge up a Model Y more than 50%, like well over 50% if you got all the extended batteries. All right, so once you power up the F3800, you grab your charger, and like I said, it can charge your car. And not only can it can charge it fast at up to 6 kilowatts with expansion batteries. Now to turn on your outlet right here, you double click, and that turns on a special EV charging mode, which is seen on the front. There's actually a little car on the front, and you plug in and you start charging. So let's try it out. If we look at the display, you can see we're pulling almost 6 kilowatts, pretty crazy. You have the little car icon right here to show you it's in EV mode, and we have 0.3 hours remaining. That's how long this full stack will last if we are charging an EV. So it'll only take us about 20 minutes to dump all that energy into our battery so we can drive away. And then if you look here, we are currently pulling 25 amps, 240 volts. Pretty amazing that a portable battery can put this much power into your car and get you out of a sticky situation. You can take the Anker SOLIX out of your home, load it up into a vehicle, bring it with you, and then you can charge up for 15, maybe 20 minutes, and you'll have enough juice to get to a nearby charger and charge up the rest of the way. Now, we've talked a lot about what the F3800 has inside of it, but how do you get that power out? Luckily, there are so many ways you can power pretty much anything you can think of with this single unit. There are two 12-watt USB-A outputs, 3 100-watt USB-C outputs, a 12-volt car socket output at 120 watts, along with a NEMA 1450 and an L1430 outlet to directly charge your EV or an RV. The F3800's dual voltage system can power both 120 volt and 240 volt appliances at the same time. If you're in a backup situation and you need to power your entire house, you could be using the stove, you could be using a coffee maker all together. The F3800 is also a great companion if you like to RV. You could charge your phone over 400 times, it could power air conditioning in your RV for almost 4 hours, and a projector can go for over 24 hours. And that is not even including any solar energy you might have coming in. So if you have solar energy coming in at the same time as you're powering these things, take these numbers and extend them far beyond that. In fact, solar energy is one of my favorite parts of the F3800. Theoretically, if you keep your power use below a certain threshold, with the F3800 and solar panels, especially with extension batteries, this thing could last pretty much indefinitely. 2.4 kilowatts of solar energy coming into the battery is no joke. A standard wall outlet in your home can output 1.8 kilowatts max, and at a continuous load, it can actually only do 1.5 kilowatts, which is far below the 2.4 kilowatts that you could be bringing in via solar. And we're talking max. Most things in your home that are plugging into a standard wall outlet are using far less energy than that. Don't forget my special offer with discount code that will be linked down below. If you are interested in the F3800, it is a great unit that you definitely want to take advantage of if you need it. I highly recommend you consider the Anker SOLIX F3800 for your power needs, whether that be for backups, your electric vehicle in an emergency situation, or even if you just like to camp or run an RV.